Have you ever wondered how you can optimize your learning process? In the fast-paced world we live in, learning efficiently is not just a valuable skill, it's a necessity. The ability to absorb, understand, and apply new knowledge quickly can be the key to success in many areas of life. Speaking of success, let's talk about Elon Musk for a moment. He's a man who's not just reached the summit of one mountain, but several. He's changed the game in industries as diverse as electric vehicles with Tesla, space travel with SpaceX, and even tunneling with the Boring Company. How does he do it? It's not magic, it's method. A method that revolves around learning quickly, learning deeply, and learning effectively. It's a method that anyone can adopt, you included. So, are you ready to supercharge your learning ability? Let's delve into the 3 rules Elon Musk used to learn anything and see how you can apply them in your life. First, we have Rule 1, master the basics. This was a cornerstone for Elon Musk's learning process. Now, what do we mean by mastering the basics? Well, it's all about building a strong foundation, about understanding the fundamental principles of a subject or skill. It's about knowing the why and how behind what you're learning, not just the what. Let's take a look at how Mr. Musk applied this rule. One of the things he's known for is his deep understanding of physics and engineering principles. But how did he acquire this knowledge? He didn't just wake up one day with a head full of advanced theories. No, he started by mastering the basics. As a child, he spent countless hours reading books on various subjects. He was particularly interested in science and technology. So he began with simple concepts, gradually moving to more complex ones. This process allowed him to develop a strong foundation in these fields, and it didn't stop there. Musk continued to apply this rule throughout his career. For instance, when he founded SpaceX, he didn't just hire experts and let them handle everything. Instead, he took the time to learn the basics of rocket science. He studied textbooks, consulted experts, and even took courses. He wanted to understand the principles behind rocket propulsion, the mechanics of space travel, and the challenges of interplanetary exploration. The same goes for his work at Tesla. Musk didn't just want to build electric cars, he wanted to understand how they work. So he dove into the basics of battery technology, motor design, and renewable energy. By mastering the basics, Musk was able to see connections between different fields, to come up with innovative solutions, and to challenge established norms. He didn't just learn to follow instructions or to replicate others' work. He learned to understand, to create, and to innovate. This brings us back to Rule 1, master the basics. It's not about memorizing facts or formulas. It's about understanding the principles that underpin them. It's about building a strong foundation that allows you to learn more effectively, to think more creatively, and to solve problems more efficiently. Musk's deep understanding of the basics enabled him to innovate and excel in multiple fields. Moving on to Rule 2, learn the process. Musk didn't just learn facts, he learned how things work. When we delve into the mind of Elon Musk, we find that his learning approach was not confined to memorizing facts. Instead, he focused on understanding the intricacies of how things work. His curiosity was not satisfied with the what, but was driven by the how and the why. This method of inquiry, this desire to understand the process, is a crucial component of his learning strategy. Let's take a peek into Musk's journey with SpaceX. When he decided to venture into the uncharted territory of rocket science, he didn't merely memorize facts about rockets. Instead, he delved into the mechanics, the physics, and the processes involved in making rockets fly. He consumed books, consulted with experts, and asked questions, always with the goal of understanding the underlying principles and processes. This is not to undermine the importance of facts. Facts are stepping stones, the building blocks that lead us to the bigger picture. But without comprehending the process, the facts remain isolated bits of information, devoid of context and meaning. Now you might be wondering, why is understanding the process so vital? Well, when you understand the process, you can make connections, see patterns, and anticipate outcomes. You're not just a passive receiver of information, but an active participant in your learning journey. You're able to make informed decisions, solve complex problems, and even innovate, just like Musk did with SpaceX. Learning the process also cultivates resilience. When you encounter a roadblock, understanding the process allows you to backtrack, identify the misstep, and correct your course. So how can we apply this rule to our own learning? Begin by shifting your focus from the end result to the journey. Embrace curiosity, ask questions, seek to understand how things work, not just what they are. By understanding the process, Musk was able to apply his knowledge in practical and innovative ways. And so can you. With this approach, not only will you gain a deeper understanding, but you'll also be able to use your knowledge in ways you never thought possible. Lastly, Rule 3, think critically. Musk always questions everything. This isn't about being contrarian for the sake of it, but rather about seeking the truth, even if it's uncomfortable or inconvenient. It's about questioning assumptions, seeking evidence, and refusing to accept things at face value. Take, for instance, the idea of reusable rockets. Before SpaceX, the notion was dismissed as impossible or impractical by many in the space industry. Rockets were single-use items like fireworks. You launch them, they do their job, and then they're gone. But Musk questioned this assumption. He looked at the facts, ran the numbers, and concluded that not only was it possible to reuse rockets, but it could significantly reduce the cost of space travel. It's this critical thinking that has allowed Musk to challenge the status quo and come up with groundbreaking ideas. He doesn't just accept the way things are done. He asks, why? And then why not? Critical thinking is not just about questioning others, it's also about questioning yourself. It's about being open to the possibility that you might be wrong, that there might be a better way. It's about being willing to change your mind in the face of new evidence. And this is something that Musk has demonstrated time and again. For instance, when he first started SpaceX, Musk believed that they could buy cheap rockets from Russia. But after several failed negotiations, he decided to build his own rockets instead. He didn't cling to his initial plan. He reassessed the situation, looked at the evidence, and changed his course. And that's the essence of critical thinking. It's not about being right all the time. It's about being willing to be wrong and learning from it. It's about constantly seeking the truth, even when it's inconvenient or uncomfortable. So, next time you're faced with a problem, a decision, or an assumption, remember Rule 3. Think critically. Ask questions. Seek evidence. Be willing to change your mind. And perhaps, like Musk, you'll find yourself coming up with groundbreaking ideas. Critical thinking allowed Musk to challenge the status quo and come up with groundbreaking ideas. Now, you might be wondering, how can I apply these rules in my own life? Well, let's start with mastering the basics. Imagine you're learning to play a musical instrument, say, the piano. Instead of attempting to play complex compositions right off the bat, you start with understanding the basic notes, scales, and chords. This is the foundation upon which all else is built, and it's this understanding that will make future progress possible. You might find this part tedious, but remember, every Mozart started with the basics. Next is understanding the process. Continuing with our piano example, learning the process might involve understanding how to read sheet music or learning the correct finger positions for different chords. It's not just about memorizing each step, but truly grasping why each step is essential. You'll start to see how each lesson builds upon the last, and how they all connect to form a complete picture. Finally, critical thinking. This is where you start to ask questions. Why does this chord progression work? What happens if you change the rhythm or the tempo? This is where your creativity can truly flourish. You'll begin to see patterns, make connections, and even create your own unique compositions. It's not just about accepting knowledge, but challenging it and making it your own. These 3 rules aren't just applicable to learning an instrument. Whether you're learning a new language, starting a new job, or even baking a cake for the first time, these principles hold true. Start with the basics, understand the process, and think critically. It may seem daunting at first, but with patience and persistence, these 3 rules can transform your approach to learning. They can help you break down complex tasks into manageable steps, see the bigger picture, and foster a deeper understanding of whatever you're trying to learn. Remember, every expert was once a beginner, and every journey, no matter how long, begins with a single step. So take that step and embrace the process of learning. By applying these rules, you can optimize your learning process and achieve greater success. These 3 rules have not only shaped Elon Musk's success, but can also shape yours. Let's take a moment to reflect on these principles once more. The first rule, mastering the basics, forms the foundation of your learning journey. It's about understanding the fundamental principles which everything else is built upon. The second rule, learning the process, is the methodical approach to understanding how things work. It's about comprehending the steps and stages involved and knowing how to navigate through them effectively. Lastly, the third rule, thinking critically, is perhaps the most crucial. It's about questioning everything, probing deeper, and not just accepting things at face value. It's the engine that drives innovation and breakthroughs. Incorporating these rules into your own life can significantly enhance your learning capabilities. They are not just methods, but a mindset, a way of viewing the world around you and your place within it. Remember, master the basics, learn the process, and think critically. This is your key to learn anything you set your mind to.